What is up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good out here. Hope you guys are ready for some hella racist math. Ready to get really woke, guys. Ready to get really racist because we're going there. Or rather, we're getting anti-racist today. Yes, we're getting equitable today. That means no matter whether you are Black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, you will all get the same grade, and that is a U for unbreaded. What's up? For those who may not know, for those who have been wandering in the desert, lost, taking blue pills, just out there with Jack Murphy and Will Smith, welcome to the channel. I am, of course, your host, Andrew Esquire. This is a Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm feeling good, guys. I'm feeling re-energized. I had a really good weekend. The weather is getting better here in South Korea. And next week on Monday, I'll be headed to Miami, Florida. I will have some great collaborations lined up there, some really big collaborations there. So should get things popping, should get this channel popping, and we should be having a lot of fun, guys. So if you thought you were having fun before, we're kicking it into high gear at Legal Mindset. So good morning, guys. Good evening, wherever you are. I mean, over here it is Monday, 9:36 p.m. But for you plebs in the past, I understand it's morning. I get it. You're getting ready. You're getting hyped. I understand. But good to see everybody in the chat here. A lot of my OGs. I see Stormy, Danielle. What's up? Chris, what's up? Sam, what's up? Soju's in the chat. I see John, long last name. What's up? Good to see you guys. Shout out to my members who can drop the soju bottles. We have now unlocked all of the emojis for the members. The next thing I'll be doing is updating the badges. So that'll be something pretty cool when I update the badges. Renee, I see Ion Energy there. What's up, you Renee? What's up? Tucson Razorbacks, Soy Mafia, Little Binger, Copycat Wade Emery. What's up? Good to see everybody in the chat. First super chat of the night is from Dylan98. What's up, Dylan? Democrats, Republicans are fascists. Republicans, listen here, Democrats. If you want to groom kids, you're going to have to wait until they're in third grade, until at least fourth grade. Yeah. That's sort of like the pattern with Republicans, right? Is that they don't go hard enough in the paint. They kind of take it easy on the Democrats. They let them slide way too far. And we're going to definitely get into that today. When I opened up this workbook, I was like, man, I just got to read this shit live. Like, you can't make this shit up. You really can't make it up. The stuff they put in here and how bad it is, it's real bad. So we'll be doing that before we get into the Depp Heard trial stuff. Obviously, I'll be covering that this week. Next week, I will be flying next week, so that'll take probably 2 days of my time, and then returning will take 2 days of my time. But other than that, I'll be streaming for you guys, and I'm going to try to have some hot, unbreaded takes dropping even when I am in transit. But otherwise, I'll be covering the trials. I'll be trying to be up for them when I can be. What I'm going to ultimately end up doing is popping in near the beginning and end of the days, give a couple cents on whoever's channel, and then do my own show, sort of like the pre-trial show and then the post-trial show, which is where my show is already. I was already near the 7 p.m., 8 p.m. slot, so I'm already after it's done. So usually be doing a lot of highlights on that. And if you guys are enjoying that content, let me know. Oh yeah, good to see all of the emotes. I see the vampire and the cat girl popping there. All right, so let's start with the memes, because there's some good ones, and you guys have been sending me some good ones. Shout out to everybody who's been coming at me, sending me good memes. Twitter is always a good place to send them if you guys want to send me memes. So make sure to send them there. Also, my legalmindset.locals.com. That one we just rolled over into a new week, so not as many memes posted there. This was from Bob. Disney updating Star Wars. Nice ones, Han. Looking nice, Han. Looking real nice. I think those nipples shot first, if you know what I'm saying. If I know what I'm saying. Next, this is from literally 11 years ago. What will happen if gay marriage is legalized? 11 years ago. Gay people will get married. This is the pun. Well, of course, right? That's actually, you know what the funny thing is? Of all the things, the least true is people getting married. Because as a percentage, very few people that identify as LGBTQA++, very few get married. Very few, because most understand, wait, why are we doing this? Why? We can't really procreate. It doesn't really help us in terms of anything. There's no tax advantage if we're both independent and working for ourselves. So why are we getting married again? So in fact, one of the lowest rates of marriage amongst all gender groups, right? But let's look at the other things. A third world war will break out. Well, we're pretty fucking close right now in Ukraine. And well, when Taiwan pops off, let's just say strap in. It's going to be a hell of a ride when Taiwan pops off. And that shit's happening in the next 10 years. I guarantee it. Let's go. Various plagues will erupt. A plague. Maybe something that is like a pestilence or a disease that ravages the world. Or, well, something that is supposed to be a disease, but we won't go there. We're not going to get demonetized today, guys. We're almost clearing my last community guideline strike. Schools will begin teaching kids how to have gay sex. That actually happened. So maybe we should put that there. The terrorists will win. Well, last time I checked in Afghanistan, it was Al-Qaeda and the Taliban won, the US 0. Last time I checked. This is hilarious. Just hilarious. So this is a good one. Thank you for that. I think Bob sent me that one. Here we go. Not looking to hook up. I want a man who's fit, 6'2" or taller, and makes 6 figures a year. I'm a princess who likes to be wined and dined. Don't like me? Get some class. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't think anybody can handle her. I think she's just too hefty to handle, if you will. So nobody can harpoon that today. All right. Oh, this one is good. I'm gonna have to stop sharing and reshare with audio right now for you guys to get this one. This is hilarious. This is like absolutely hilarious. Thank you to, I think Kelly sent me this one, Kelly Wilson. So shout out to Kelly Wilson for this one. All right, let's tune in here, guys. Listen up.
Could switching to free speech really make Twitter conversations 15% healthier? Did the liberal cry re all the way home?
Adjust the microphone as you told, man. First time ever.
Yeah? You're home. Oh, cool.
Good stuff. Facts, though. All right, next. I see dead people. Good stuff. And last, while we're worried about gender equity, while we're worried about helping maps and giving lighter punishment for pedos, meanwhile, in Nigeria, this thing is ticking up. This thing is going crazy, by the way. Rapists will be surgically castrated, and anyone who rapes a child will face the death penalty under new laws in Nigerian state. Based. I'm going to say it's based and unbreaded as fuck. You go Nigeria. So that's what we got there today for the memes, for the funny stuff. Before we get into the real stuff, before you get into the stuff that is not so funny because it is too real. I hope you guys are based in Nigeria, pilled, because I am. So let me make sure I catch up in the chat. IFID says, just so we're clear, I identify as LGBTQAnon. IFID, man. IFID. Hold in there. The pizza will be there in a second. Cosmic Pizza will be there in a second. Don't worry, IFID. It'll be there. All right, guys. So let's jump into it, guys. We don't have much time here today. We're doing a shorter stream, so I wanted to get into what's going on here today. So what we got is Florida rejected 41% of math books as for including too much CRT. And so most that are aimed at kindergarten through 5th grade students are impermissible. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh my God, how can this be the case? Look at them. They don't like math. Well, no. We'll get into this. Let's read the article for a second. The Department of Education rejected 41% of math textbooks submitted, citing critical race theory and other issues with the text. So, DeSantis has led a push to reform education standards and practices. Florida called for textbook submissions from publishers in 2021, with an executive order from DeSantis aimed at eliminating Common Core standards in the state. The textbooks rejected were impermissible with either the new standards or contained prohibited topics. So here's the thing. Part of this could be that they didn't meet the standards for Florida. So this is misleading. See, this is even from Fox, you can get misleading information. So what they do is they rejected them as bad, citing there were issues with it that included CRT, but were not limited to CRT. There could have been other issues with the textbooks. However, it says, it seems that some publishers attempted to slap a coat of paint on an old house built on the foundation of Common Core. And here we go. And indoctrinating concepts like race essentialism, and especially bizarrely for elementary school students. No, it's not bizarre. It's literally intentional. You program them when you're young. Literally, that's the game plan. That's always been the game plan. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get them to transition. They're trying to get them programmed. They're trying to get them woke as young as possible. College is too late. They need them to be thoroughly indoctrinated. They need them to be sipping the Kool-Aid from the womb. If they're not taking the Kool-Aid, taking the jab from birth, it's not soon enough. It's not soon enough. The reasons rejecting included references to CRT and inclusions of Common Core, an unsolicited addition of social emotional learning. This is another woke theory, SEL, in math. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous, preposterous. I didn't have as much SEL today, but today we're going to cover CRT. And we're going to cover this because a lot of people said, oh, this stuff isn't happening. Oh, this stuff isn't real. Oh, you guys are making this up. You're crazy. There's no such thing happening. Nobody's calling for this. Oh, my friends. Oh, my friends. You will see. You will see. You will see that 2 + 2 = 5. Max Murrow, what's up? 610 yen. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am quitting this job. That's it. I'm gone. I'm going to live as a player in Tokyo with my 610 yen. What's up, Max? Good to see you. M's in the chat for Max if you guys love Max. Max is great. He's been sending me lots of good information to look at. I'm definitely going to have Max on it at a point in the future. I'm really busy with traveling this week, going back and forth. But as soon as this herd stuff clears up and I'm done traveling back and forth to the U.S., I'll definitely have Max back on because I love Max. Anyways, going forward, guys, Common Core, woke as shit, crazy as shit, throwing CRT in there. People say, hey, this isn't happening. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Well, let's look at something that has been adopted in California. Now I'm going to read through this, guys. I am going to get to all the super chats and stuff, but I want to make sure I read through portions of it. So I'll go back and scroll and make sure I catch everything here in the chat. But we're going to read through a piece of propaganda. This is a workbook that's actually been adopted as policy in California and in other woke jurisdictions. This is, and you can look it up. You can just Google the website. This is one of the workbooks. It's not the only one. There's 4. But this is one of the workbooks for teachers, to teach them how to instruct math. So this is it, a pathway to equitable math instruction, dismantling racism in mathematics instruction, exercises for educators to reflect on their own biases to transform their instructional practice. So, okay, let's start with this. First of all, it presumes you have biases. Let's start there. But this is going to go in what type of direction. You can predict it right now. You know already. Even the coloring of the book. This is like the woke colors. It's like the brown and yellow. It's it's on when you got the brown and yellow book. All right, so here we go. Dismantling racism in mathematics instruction. I'll just read this little block here. Teacher beliefs, guiding principles, culturally relevant curricula and practices designed to increase access for students of color. Students of color are going to be at risk here. Promoting anti-racist mathematics instruction. Ding, ding, ding. There's your word. Anti-racist. Remember, you're either a racist or you're an anti-racist. There's no in between. You're one or the other. This is the Ibram X. Kendi. This is one or the other. And they cite Ibram X. Kendi, by the way. In the bibliography. We'll get to the bibliography. But this is entirely based on woke ideology. But let's read what it says here. This tool provides teachers an opportunity to examine their actions, beliefs, and values around teaching mathematics. The framework for deconstructing racism in mathematics offers essential characteristics of an anti-racist math educators and critical approaches to dismantling white supremacy. Hold on. Dismantling white supremacy. Let me say that one more time. White supremacy in math classrooms. Okay, let me stop there. Hold on. Let's just stop there, guys. Hold on. I want to say, as the Asian correspondent here, I got to stop here for a second. We're going to keep reading this, but there's one thing I want to say. White supremacy in the math classroom. Let's get real quick. White people are not the best at math. I'm over here in Asia, guys. You guys need to get good. If you want to look at the math scores, the average math score in any East Asian country, pick one. You know, you want to Japan, China, South Korea, Singapore, Taiwan. Yeah, they fucking house the United States. They fucking take us out back to the woodshed. And it doesn't matter if you isolate by racial group. You can isolate out, you know, white, black, Hispanic, whatever. East Asia destroys us. So let's be real. They want to be clear. This is that statement pretty racist against Asians. I'm just saying. But of course, Asians are always conveniently white when they're good at something. But if it's a hate crime, oh, well, then all of a sudden they're people of color, right? All of a sudden they're people of color. When it comes to math, definitely white. But when it comes to hate crimes, which, by the way, are perpetrated generally, hear the statement, generally in large urban cities in New York, in San Francisco, by ding, 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 African Americans against Asian people. It's generally the statistics, looking at it over and over again. And it's disgusting that they've been taking out the race of the perpetrators solely because of that. And because, by the way, these articles are passed around abroad. They're passed around here. They're passed around in China. They're passed around anywhere abroad. And people are saying, hey, what's going on in America with all these African Americans attacking Asians? What's going on? And people are starting to ask questions. So like, shit, we got to take the race out. We got to take that race out. We don't bring that up. Really crazy. So anyways, let me just want to point that out. Guys. Yeah. Stormy says Joe Biden did that with poor kids are just as smart as white kids. So there's that. Yeah. So no white kids are poor, right? No white people ever grew up poor. Ever. It's not a thing. Never seen him in my life. Oh, and what's up, Ken? Good to see you in the chat. Always good to see people coming over. And remember, guys, when you're coming over, 2 + 2 = 5. And guess what? If you love woke math, smash the like button. If you hate woke math, smash the like button. And also, make sure you're subscribed. If you need to resubscribe, that's fine. Make sure you're getting notifications. They're censoring the shit out of me, guys. Censoring the shit out of me. That being said, let's jump back into this. Okay, so we got to critical approaches to dismantling white supremacy in math classrooms by making visible the toxic characteristics, and I'm going to zoom in here, of white supremacy culture with respect to math. The toxic characteristics of white supremacy culture. Building on this framework, teachers engage with the critical practices in order to shift their instructional beliefs toward anti-racist math education. By centering on anti-racism, we model how to be anti-racist math educators with accountability to who? To your woke overlords, with accountability to the social economic equity boards that judge whether you're upholding the racial quotas, whether you're upholding the grade quota, right? You've got to give a certain amount of grades to a certain amount of people of a certain amount of type. Might as well just start giving everybody an A, right? So right here in bold, it says, primarily, it advocates for a collective approach to dismantling white supremacy. So this doesn't even bury the ball, guys. It says this is all about white supremacy. And this is all about white supremacy. And by the way, the definition of white supremacy, I looked it up, is European countries. Once again, interesting how it's like, okay, well, you're not acknowledging Asia here, but okay, we're going to ignore that for a second. So let's go back and let's go down and see how do they look at how to do this, right? How do they tell them how to do this? And how do they give this framework for attacking white supremacy culture? Here we go. White supremacy culture is the ideology that white people and the ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and actions of white people are superior to people of color, their ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And therefore, because math came from white people, it is racist, guys. It is racist. So, oh yeah, and these are all the words, because once again, you gotta get used to their words. So they have like a definition. You know, perfectionism, sense of urgency, defensiveness, quantity over quality, worship of the written word, paternalism, either or thinking, power hoarding, fear of open conflict, individualism. See, these are the words I don't like, guys. See this? Individualism. They hate individualism. They want collectivism and they want Marxism. We're going to see this. It's all baked in here. And this is what they want in schools. This has literally been adopted by California. This praxis, this teaching group, schools know this is what is programming these woke ass teachers. And this is what they are teaching to your kids. Only one right way. Progress is more, bigger. Objectivity. Guys, objectivity is a white supremacy characteristic. Let's be clear. Sorry, if you didn't know, these terms were white supremacy characteristics. So white supremacy is objectivity. Anything objective is white supremacy. You heard that right, guys. You heard that right. Yep. So here we go. Here's different ways they go at dismantling white supremacy culture in math classrooms. We see it show up in math classrooms, even as we carry out our professional responsibilities outlined in the California Standards for Teaching Profession. Like I said, guys, this has been adopted in California. You guys think I'm joking here? You think this is a fucking joke? This is real. I mean, I wish this was like something that was just made up. And I think like 10 years ago, people would have laughed about this. But no. This shit is real. And people believe this stuff. This is what Biden wants. This is what all the people on the left want. So it is white supremacists to think there is a right answer rather than understanding concepts and reasoning. See, it is racist to value independent practice over teamwork or collaboration. The team, the collective, is more important than the individual, right? Of course, Comrade Marx, of course. Contrived word problems are valued over math in the student's lived experience. So what are we supposed to use? If Jimmy pours out half of his 40 ounce for the homies, how much of the 40 is left? I mean, what the fuck do you want? I mean, that's so racist. It's so racist to say, yeah, you're gonna make an assumption. You're gonna take a stereotype of a people or person and say, based on your skin color, I'm gonna now create a problem based on what I think your lived experience is. That's racist as shit. Students are tracked into courses or pathways within the classroom. Literally, so you're saying we need to focus on coming up with these, different thoughtful ways to teach different types of students. Well, if we're grouping them based on race, aren't we tracking them? Oh, I'm sorry. What they mean is tracked based on objective criteria, tracked based on progress, tracked based on knowledge. They want people sorted by race. They want ethnic sorting in the classroom. Participation structures reinforce dominant ways of thinking. Oh, well, we have to just go with the alternative ways of thinking. Like, I don't know, the wrong answers being the right answers. Here we go. Math taught in a linear fashion and skills are taught sequentially without consideration for prerequisite knowledge. That's what the previous, what were we trying to say? Like, without acknowledging that people may not be able to read? Well, that's what English class is for. And maybe if your woke jurisdictions would stop passing laws like no-fail policies, like up or out, which is you move up or you're just leaving the school. There's only two options. You don't fail people. If you stop that shit and you said, no, you're repeating the grade so you can read fucking English. I don't care if you're 18 years old and you're in third grade. You're repeating that shit till you pass the grade. If you held people to harder standards, you would actually do a lot better. But the problem is we're not giving them the prerequisite knowledge because the classrooms are already overburdened. The public schools are already overburdened, and they're trying to program them with so much woke propaganda. There's not enough time in the day. Good math teaching is considered an antidote for mathematical inequality for Black Latinx. Latinx, that word that literally no Latino or Latina ever uses. Ever. I've never heard somebody in Miami use that fucking word. In multilingual students. Students are required to show their work. Oh, I'm sorry. You should just be able to say, here, I drew a fucking magical creature. And it's like, Timmy, this is geometry. I asked you what the fucking hypotenuse was. You can't draw like Peter Pan on this. And I'm supposed to give you an A now because you're not showing it how it's supposed to be shown. Ridiculous. Look at this. These common practices that perpetrate white supremacy culture create and sustain institutional and systemic barriers to equity with Black, Latinx, and multilingual students. Oh boy, let's start here. Well, let me stop here for a second, guys. I gotta take a breath. This is too crazy. Let me make sure I'm caught up here in the chat. Where the fuck the numbers at? Yeah, there's no numbers in this workbook. Here's the thing. We're gonna get through it. There are no numbers. They don't encourage numbers at all. They're encouraging teaching the kids to be revolutionaries, teaching the kids to be literally the next generation of BLM. Rio Jamada says, this whole book's racist against Asians and whites. Couldn't this be taken to court? Yes, it can. And it should be. It should be. And California should be sued. The problem is California has a supermajority. And states, a lot of the woke left states have huge majorities in their state houses, in the state Senate. And people have to challenge these. Parents have to challenge these. Sometimes parents don't have the money to challenge this. That's why this is the next big legal fight. And there's two options. Yeah, you can sue, but guess what? There's another one. You can pull your kids out of public school. I'm sorry. That's one that I got to say. If it was me nowadays with everything they're trying to program them, yeah, you can fight in the courtroom. Yeah, you can sue. Yeah, you can stop it. But guess what? The liberal teacher is just going to teach them some other shit. You're just going to teach them some other shit. And just going to start redistributing the GPA averages. Saying, you know what? Too many white people got A's. We got to give some of these down here. We got to give some other people A's. So yeah, homeschooling, other stuff, private schooling, definitely better options. I mean, there's a reason why Nick does it, right? Patrick says for information, SIECUS, Sexuality Information and Education Council in the U.S. Make sure you have a good supply of eye bleach. Oh God, Patrick, why do you always drop the black pills in here, man? Thank you, Patrick. Though I appreciate it. Patrick's my homeboy. Love you, Patrick. Oh, Papa Hotep, what's up? What's up? Good to see you, brother. All right. Let's jump back over here into this wokeness, into my white supremacy. All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. So how do we deconstruct them? How do we design culturally sustaining math space? How do we center ethnomathematics? What the fuck is ethnomathematics? What the hell is that? Once again, doesn't 2 + 2 = 5? That shit's got me fucked up. Doesn't 2 + 2 = 4? Universal. Isn't that something that whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, that should be true? Oh man, yes. See, they've already got me. They've already programming me, man. Reading this is getting me thinking 2 + 2 = 5. That's how. This is literally retarding me, and I mean that in the French word, retard. It's slowing me down. Reading this. Okay, so how do we design a culturally sustaining, like they're just throwing these fucking buzzwords in here, like culturally and sustaining, like sustainability, it's all good, right? Culture, that's good. These people are like the Neanderthals. I mean, they just have their little lingo, and if they say words again, like racist, sustainable, cultural, and they just repeat them over and over again to make something work. It's like some sort of Gothic chant. It's insane. But they use culturally relevant anti-racist pedagogy practices and curriculum. Once again, nebulous definitions. We're waiting for what that actually is. Cultivate mathematical identity. What is this, like gender identity? You have your mathematical identity? Guys, okay. I mathematically identify as pi. That's right. I'm indefinite. You can never know me. When you try to know me, I just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's right. Size matters and I never end. What the does that mean? Mathematical identity. I mean, okay. So everyone can see themselves as mathematicians. What? All right. Oh, okay. Design homework policies that are responsive to the lives of students of color. What is that supposing? How are you supposing that homework needs to be different? I mean, look, by the way, I'm anti massive amounts of homework. I think that, by the way, boys tend to do worse on homework than girls. I think more in class should be better. It should be focused on. And very light or sporadic or maybe weekly homework should be given. Like, hey, here's your task for the week. Like, give it out and you get it done when you get it done, not daily homework. But, to each their own. I mean, people could argue with that pedagogically. But yeah, integrate physical movement in math class. Okay, look, I think this is one thing that actually, you know what's funny? I may actually agree with this in terms of, I think that in general, our class structure in general it tends to be broken, and especially doesn't work out well for boys. I do think that we need more time to actually do things at school rather than just do book learning, rather than just do rote book learning. I do think that we need to go and actually do things, build things, create things, do other things other than just sit there with the books. I think that would actually work better for kids. And I think their attention spans are relatively short. I mean, school is mostly babysitting with a little bit of teaching thrown in. Well, why not do some more fun activities, some more active activities? Of course, you can do this in a manner that's substantive and that's teaching something useful, right? But here they would try to make it anti-racist. So they'd be like, okay, today for our physical movement, we're doing the Black Power fist. Let's do it, the BLM movement. We're doing the George Floyd shuffle today in class. That's what they would incorporate for physical movement. Ridiculous. All right. What else we got here? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Identify and challenge the way that math is used to uphold capitalist. Here we go, guys. They put it in here. They're not even hiding the ball anymore. They're showing it to you. They are communists. If they are opposed to upholding capitalist, imperialist, and racist views, capitalism is imperialist and is racist. These things all go together. So you just throw them all in there. Capitalism is racist. And here we go. Expose students to people of color who have used math as resistance. Provide learning opportunities that use math as resistance. Guys, I can't make this stuff up. Literally can't make this stuff up. It's insane. Math as resistance? 2 + 2 = fighting the man. It's ridiculous. Max, 610 yen super chat says, recommend watching Modern Education on YouTube, where 1 + 1 = multiculturalism and 3 × 3 = gender, equity, love, and sunshine. Oh my God. And rainbows and farts and dragon. Yeah, we're not even going to go there. I've seen so many, man. I've seen too many dragon furries. It's just too disturbing. We should have boxing in math class. People can learn how to count punches and people can learn how to take it. Yeah, you know what, John? Honestly, that's not a horrible idea. Or martial arts, right? Martial arts, you can learn how to count, like Taekwondo. They can teach you how to count in Korean. It'd be kind of cool. That'd be fun. That'd be an activity that incorporates it and teaches you a useful skill. Of course, they would never teach you martial arts because no, that's too patriarchal. That emphasizes the masculine. We can't have that. Kami's got a kami instead. Yeah. So it's crazy. Oh, the author. Come on, Andrew Frank. You know what race the author is. Come on now. And we're gonna get to the bibliography, because the bibliography, where they go with the bibliography is gold. Characteristics of an anti-racist math educator. Okay. You gotta have engagement for productive struggle. And look, they quantify 4 right here. What's struggle? Some struggle in learning is good. There's productive and destructive struggle. In productive struggle, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And you can talk about that struggle and how it means to you and your community. It's once again putting the word struggle sessions as part of class. It's insane. Teach students of color about career and financial opportunities in math and STEM. Well, what are you going to do with the white students? You're not going to teach them about that? You're going to say, hey, white kids, we're going to talk about careers now. So stand outside. Please stand outside, white kids. You don't need to know about career and financial opportunities. None of you are poor, according to Joe Biden. Encourage them to disrupt the disproportionate push out of people of color in those fields. Okay, well, I don't think there's this is crazy. They don't apply. They would love to have them. Companies are dying to hire people of color, women, but they just don't appear in certain fields. They are dying to hire them. So I am talking with a girl who is here in Korea, and this company here is so excited that they hired a record number of women this year. I think it was out of 100, a group of 100 new hires, they hit a record 4, and they're so excited. And it's like these companies, they want to hire women. They want to hire women. They just don't apply to certain types of fields. It just is what it is. So rely on teamwork and collaboration. Yeah. So if you don't know the answer, cheat off your homeboy. Cheat off your homeboy. Chad needs to give his homework to Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, provide multiple opportunities for students to learn from and teach each other. I mean, look, collaboration is fine. Projects are fine. But what happens in projects? We all know what happens in projects. Guys, how many of you out there were in a group in school and you were the one to do all the work for the group? Or you in a group, let's say, of 3 people or 4 people. 3 and 4 is a dangerous number. Because 3 and 4, you can have 2 people doing the work and 1 person who's like the free rider. And I know everybody's been in a group, or at least like a group of 4, where 1 person in school ain't doing jack shit. They're doodling, they're on their phone, they're messing around, they're running around the classroom, they're they're writing love notes around the classroom, whatever they're doing. Spitballs, tacos, Pokemon cards, whatever it is. They're not paying attention. That was my experience. There's always somebody who's fucking around. And there's issues with project-based learning. You can't do everything through project-based learning. There are flaws to that. You need to have individual comprehension. You can't just comprehend off of 1 person. Okay, here we go. Math support students to reclaim their mathematical ancestry. Intentionally include mathematicians of color. Oh, okay. I mean, if they're there, that's fine. But what do we got here, guys? Expose students. And by the way, guys, this is a guide meant for people, including in kindergarten through 5th grade. This is for kids, for small kids. Expose them to mathematicians of color, particularly women of color and queer mathematicians of color. Both historical examples and by inviting community guest speakers. We never had fucking guest speakers in math. Why are you suddenly getting guest speakers in math? It's kind of interesting. Teaching about mathematical legacy and ancestral connections. That's fine. I mean, look, if there's people to teach about them. If they did good things, they should do good things, but because they objectively did a good thing, not because of their race. And also let's break down like this white race thing, because first of all, it's not a monolith. And second of all, there's a lot of people from around the world that invented and protected mathematical concepts through the Middle East, Asia, everywhere. So these things were credited everywhere, which is why saying math is racism is literally attacking the people of the world that came together and came to a universal consensus about math. That's the thing about math. It's pretty universal. 2 + 2 = 4 is pretty universal. It's pretty objective. We pretty much all came to the same agreement. So each month, You will complete a set of exercise as outlined in the calendar. You will complete a 5-step cycle. So this is the cycle. Every teacher has to follow this cycle. Number 1, engage with the ways that white supremacy culture shows up in mathematical classrooms. So every time, number 1, your number 1 goal is to fight white supremacy, and is to find it in every nook and cranny. We are hunting down, we are searching for white supremacy, because the only thing that matters in this country, the only thing that is important is white supremacy. Reflect on your current classroom practices to identify the ways in which they perpetrate white supremacy culture. Of course. Plan to dismantle white supremacy culture by creating a goal that incorporates specific anti-racist practices. Act with accountability by carrying out that plan, and reflect on the ways in which your practices align with anti-racist mathematical education. Yeah, so that's your plan every single month. All right, well, we won't start it too much, but look, they break down these plans and how to characterize these plans. And once again, it's everywhere. What am I currently doing? How is structural racism impacting the families and communities connected to the school? What the hell does that have to do with math? What the hell does that have to do with math? How does structural racism, what does that have to do with teaching the lesson? This has nothing to do with numbers. There's no numbers in this. It's all words. It's all words. All of it. All of it. Okay, let me go to the bibliography down here because this is one I want to make sure I got to. Okay, so here's the bibliography. You can see right down here, not a lot of references, but you got, danger of a single story, culturally sustaining pedagogy, California Department of Education 2020. Guys, they've already adopted this. California has already adopted this. It's already there. What is ethnomathematics? Dismantling racism, culturally sustaining pedagogy. Living mathematics. Mathematics, yes, the X. Add an X to everything. It makes it cooler, guys, for the LGBTQA++. White supremacy culture. Critical praxis. All that stuff in here. All that standard stuff. So once again, you've got some crazy stuff in here in terms of the bibliography. It's pretty dumb, guys. It's pretty dumb. All right. So I just want to make sure I read that for you guys. Juan says, by that logic, can I cheat on my upcoming California bar exam because of my racism? Disclaimer, I would never do that. Juan, I know you would never do that because you're an ethical person. And here's the thing. Most people who believe in virtue and self-improvement and literally just believe in becoming the best person they are for yourself, would never do that. But guess what? By that logic, you could. By that logic, you could. You should be able to. In fact, if you can't, you should complain that white supremacy is keeping the bar exam from being a collective test. The bar exam should be a collective test. All lawyers should be able to say, you know what? I know what any other lawyer knows. So if there's one lawyer that knows the answer, I know the answer. And guess what? When you're represented by a lawyer, you're represented by all lawyers. So all lawyers have to represent all clients because we all must work for everybody because we are the people's people. This is communism, right? Because this is obviously communism. I mean, there's not even hiding the ball. They literally said it, that they're opposed to capitalism. Quick says, defending ed.org, NPO.org, fighting woke schools. Yeah, there are people who are fighting against this. And guys, I think this is one fight. If I had to predict it, this is a fight that the libs are going to lose. This is a fight that they're losing people because even Democrats have kids. And eventually they're going to say, okay, if this shit is really going on, I kind of don't want my kids to learn this. It kind of doesn't matter what race you are. Everybody doesn't want them to be programmed like this. Very few people, only the insane woke want people to be programmed like this or believe this. It's still a minority view, fortunately. However, California has adopted it as a view to be taught to everybody. Monkey Machine says, as a woman in STEM, I love that female empowerment because of education funds. I always get good paid internships, but staying in academics would be incompatible with the family. Exactly. Thank you, Monkey Machine. Appreciate that. Appreciate that you're paying back that internship. I appreciate that. And it's funny now because speaking of women, women are going to have to give up all those scholarships because guess what? Gender is a construct. And now everybody should be available for. Leah Thomas can apply for the women's scholarship. And I want to get into this with there's been a series of attacks in the United States and prisons. I'm going to cover those a little bit more a little bit later this week. But it's been pretty crazy what's been going on with just being able to declare yourself a gender. It's been bad. It's been real bad. Oh, by the way, I'll talk about this later about the appearances I'm going to make for the Johnny Depp trial. I am going to make appearances, but I'll talk that when we're wrapping up. All right. Gates of Above said, this is all necessary because math killed my mother and raped my father. These numbers are evil and racist. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Math was the reason why daddy was locked up and why mommy was sleeping with everybody in the neighborhood. It was math that caused her to do that, because 2 + 2 equals slamming every guy on the block and not knowing who the baby daddy is. Yeah, crazy guys. So listen, whenever people say this is made up, this is that is fantasy land, this is crazy, if you turn to the original sources, you'll see they are there. They are absolutely there. This stuff is happening. This stuff is real. And it's something that we need to be on guard against. All right, guys. So let me jump over. I'm supposed to jump over to a couple other channels. I'm going to be jumping on Legal Bites first, and then I may jump on Ricada. I am going to be doing a stream the next day. So I'm going to be jumping on over there now, just wrapping this up right now. Also, I'll be streaming in my morning, which will be you guys' evening today, and then I'll be jumping over there to the other channels. I'll be trying to split it evenly, but I do the best I can, right, guys? So that being said, guys, take care, have a nice day, and I will catch you later. Peace.